I have.
Eventually,
People love making.
Eventually, you will have to learn how to cook on your own.
I know how to cook. I
What?
can make a mean boiled egg.
I'm sure you can make a mean bowl of cereal. That's not cooking. I talking.
Can cook pancakes.
That's not cooking.
I can heat up a tortilla.
That is not cooking.
I know what a tostada is.
That's depressing. You need to learn to grow and cook your meat.
I cook sometimes.
Beat your meat, then cook your meat.
Beat your meat.
This is not real chicken.
Yeet. I tell people I'm a professional eater. I'm not one.
That is not something to be proud of.
It is.
It's not.
I've always been cooked for, and yes, that's due to the lifestyle
Royalty.
I've been afforded.
Yes,
but I love to eat. I don't like to cook. It takes too long, and if I'm hungry, I just want to eat. I don't want to be hungry. Prep my food, cook my food, be hungry while the food is smelling good in my face.
So spoiled.
I am.
Wait until you live alone. You're gonna have to learn how to cook.
I'm not gonna live alone.
You're gonna live alone.
I'm amazing.
And
that's how we're gonna start this off.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm D.
This is Lynn.
Project Airwaves. If you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe, whatever, do it all.
Hey, check out that TikTok thing. We made it funny. I was being goofy.
He said, check out that TikTok thing.
Check that. Check that.
Follow,
TikTok.
like, TikTok, all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, crickets, and all that fun stuff in between.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a heavy episode. This is gonna be a fun one.
We'll start it off a little slow.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a late start to the evening. I still got a lot of shit I got to do before I go to bed and do all my grown-up stuff.
Don't we all?
I have such a busy week for the next 10 days. But bonus is I will be buying my first
Why are you
property.
making hand gestures? Nobody
Throwing
can see
up
you.
signs.
It's like he's doing a shadow clone
I'm showing
jutsu.
you my water style.
Okay, Zabuza.
I'm showing you my water style.
You're getting your house.
Yes. When I get the home, I'm going to deck out the good portion of it in order to maximize on Project Airwaves.
Yeah.
Meaning we will have more frequent uploads, a lot more media, and a lot more merch to come.
Woo!
Actual workspace to work from, not this
meeting where we can, recording how we can.
Yes, and the fact is that I'm moving closer to you.
Yes.
It's rather than it being a 40-minute drive amongst to one another on a straight shot down Rainbow, it's like what? I haven't even tried. Is it 10?
You're Decatur?
Yeah.
No, where you would be going,
Lake
5 minutes.
Five minutes. There's no reason that we should not be able to crank out multiple content.
Yes.
You people will be flooded with so much knowledge. So much
But
evolution.
You know what I want you guys to flood us with?
What?
Subscriptions.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Patreon subscriptions.
Subscribe.
If you could be so kind.
And if not,
this is all possible because you guys are literally contributing to us. We got brand new laptop, brand new microphone, everything set up thanks to you guys. So get your friends, get your family, give us more money. All right, we're gonna jump off into it. So Lynn is hooked on this game that I think is just
there's two games.
A duplicate.
This is just a little bit of a soft topic before we go into all the hot and heavy stuff.
Beat your pin. What? Oh,
I'm so tired. So tired. All the work stuff has been
poor pin just got
mentally wearing me out. I got to work 10 days in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it. My weekend is gone, including trying to close on this home stuff. I'm trying to get the time to wind down and actually play a video game. As you get further into adulthood, you start to see that there's not time. You either have, you're married with kids, your job takes up all your time, you have other hobbies or professions, you're training, everything. But there's always that little window of opportunity, at least in a man's perspective, of the next new game that's coming out.
Hey, girls like games too?
Ew, there's a couple, but that's like a hidden that's a hidden gem. There's girls that say, "Oh, I like video games," and they'll sit and watch you. "Oh, I'm so good at this game. I'm gonna kick your ass." And they start mashing buttons. I'm stating facts. See? They mash buttons and then they get destroyed.
And you know what? You know what that just reminded me of with the X?
What?
We had just bought Soul Calibur 5 for the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. I can't remember. This was back in the day when we had our apartment together.
Yeah.
Me and the X were playing it, and I was Nightmare. Long, short, quick backstory. Soul Calibur, me and Lynn can play for hours. We will rematch for hours. He is Siegfried, I'm Nightmare. If not, I'm Mitsurugi, and he's whoever else. I play Nightmare because I'm just a tank. My ex, she thought she could be quick and use Ninja. I beat her 10 times in a row. So many times that she ejected the CD from the PlayStation, snapped it, threw it at the ceiling. I had to go buy a brand new copy of Soul Calibur.
I remember that. I was so upset. Yes, you can't bring Don't bring a girl to a knife fight. It's just not. It's not worth it.
That's not supposed to be sexist. No. We don't get canceled.
Anyways,
he just got canceled.
Well, so I was talking about this before, and he was new to this. Everybody's aware of Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
You know, that
Smasher Pass.
That Smasher Pass, that golden glam of combat upon when it first came out? Nintendo 64 was the first one?
Was it 6? It was.
Nintendo 64.
We were in what, junior high school?
Probably.
Barely?
Middle school.
Middle school? Yeah.
Middle
that's
school.
Junior high school.
Is that what that is? I never thought about that.
It's junior high.
What?
Yes. We were
why would you
Johnson.
But why would you call it junior high school and not just middle school?
Because it's before high school.
But where's the junior coming from?
Because you're not senior, you're junior.
But like Nick Jr. or just
what the fuck?
Nick Jr. is where I came to
go away.
So I don't know who's. Yes. I didn't even get a chance to see who was actually creating it, but I saw that they're coming out with a game that's identical to that called Multiverse.
Yes.
And it's all. What did you say? He says all Cartoon Network characters, right?
It
looks like it.
Cartoon Network. I want to say WB potentially. It depends who owns the rights to these characters.
It had to have been WB because I saw. Well, no, because it's.
But they had the regular show.
They had the regular show. They had Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. That's Cartoon Network.
They had Steven Universe.
Right. That's Cartoon
Batman,
Network.
Superman.
So that's what I mean. All of those shows played on Cartoon Network at some point.
I feel like everything.
But then remember, we had the Shonen Jump version of this, and that was garbage. That was a hot mess.
Oh God, yeah, Jump Force.
Yeah, that was a flaming hot mess. So that's why I'm a little skeptical.
But like, that was more like Budokai Tenkaichi, where it was like you can move around and fight.
Yes, but it was still a bunch of random anime characters.
Yeah.
So this is cool. I'm down. Like, you know, we saw Batman, Superman. Like we said, Adventure Time and everything.
They had the Iron Giant on there.
The Iron Giant, Justice League.
Yeah, they had the Iron Giant.
You know, so it looks good.
Right.
It looks almost identical to Super Smash, which I'm not mad at. It's a good formula.
Right.
Super Smash Brothers, any type of brand that you have or any type of show you have where you have multiple characters, that's kind of what people want to see. Especially if we know a game is coming out for it. We just want to see you smash everybody together. Kind of like how before Cartoon Network kind of took a shit. Remember how they were kind of had a Cartoon Network land?
Is this still even a thing?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network still a thing?
Yeah, it is. Huh. It's not as cool as it was.
No.
But you remember how like in between the shows, the commercial breaks, they would show you like characters interacting with each other? Like
conversations and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. Like you just want everybody to interact, but we're just having them beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it has the Super Smash Brothers.
He wants this more than I do.
I do. I think it'll be good. I think, and like I said, I was trying to mention this before. You know, games are getting all the old school games that we grew up with are always fun.
Yes.
And it's when they start making new games that it's like, okay, this fucking sucks. I'm bored of it because it's the same thing. They make a new game, they try to introduce a new form of combat or a new form of style, and it just gets really boring.
It can, yeah.
But if they're recreating something from an original platform like how Smash is, I feel like it could be good.
If they do it right, yes.
And it's like, so the next thing that's coming out, which I was mentioning to you about, is the new God of War.
Dad of boy.
It looks dad of boy. It looks good. It came
gorgeous.
In the first one or the fourth one came out.
It looks gorgeous.
Back in 2016.
Yes, and that was gorgeous.
And now what is it? How many? 7 years later. So that means, and you know, when a game takes that long to make,
it's good.
They took the time.
It's good.
They took the time. Even if you play God of War now, it still holds.
Even the old God of Wars. Yes. Like I remember watching you. Because like I've said so many times.
You know, it was me and it was Ian. Ian, yeah.
Yeah, you guys would just play God of War. Like, I would watch Lynn play for hours. He would just run through that game. And it was cool to watch, but, you know, seeing him switch over from Greek mythology over to, I want to say Norse mythology, that I'm more interested in because I've always liked Thor and I've always liked Loki and Odin and all that. I think that's way more interesting than Zeus and the pantheon of gods and lesser gods. So it's very interesting to watch. I keep wanting to call him Thor. It's very interesting to watch
Atreus
interact with his
son
boy.
Yeah,
you know, his son, who we find out is, spoiler alert, not really spoiler, who's Loki.
Yeah, and
so Kratos, who already technically is a quote unquote god, is now becoming a god again because he has like Thor's axe.
Don't ruin it for me because I never finished that one. I told you I gotta play through it in order to get the new one.
This guy is edging himself.
I just don't have time.
But he wants the new game.
Moral of the story of this, before we get into the heavy stuff, is that you need to find time for yourself at the end of each day to. How do I put this? What I've seen over time is in order for me to mentally, physically, emotionally, I said physically again, mentally, physically, and emotionally progress as a person in life, I know at the end of my workday, I need to do two things. I need to do something for myself.
Beat
mentally.
your meat.
Yes. Beat your meat. Not exclusive to that. Not exclusive to that. But, play a video game, wind down, do something for an hour that is my time, that doesn't require attention, that needs to be done.
Right.
And then my discipline, meaning it be jujitsu, meaning it be lifting, prepping a meal, something like that, to where I know that is for my body.
Yes.
The gameplay.
It's a form of escapism.
Yeah, it's a form of escapism, because at the end of the day, when someone says I worked all day, you didn't. You worked your 9 to 5 or 8 to 4
8 to 10 hours
for somebody else.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, when you go home, that's it.
It's you.
You spent no time for yourself to better yourself. You burnt all the energy you had for a company that, in my honest opinion, they don't care about you. They don't care about your personal growth. They don't care that your bills need to be paid. They don't care that you're tired and you want to watch your movie or play your video game or beat your meat. Your meat. He's saying that because of the video I showed him. Yes, my moral to that is for anybody who's listening is that at the end of each day, take that time to give yourself an hour or two. The 1 hour for yourself to train in the gym or do whatever, some kind of physical activity to better your body, and then the one thing that can better your mind. Yeah. Play a video game, watch your favorite show, something, and then go about whatever else you need to take care of.
Now, if you're a girl gamer, since this asshole doesn't believe girls game, I need you to leave us a comment, maybe even share us a video or something. Show us you gaming as a female. Hey, couple gaming. Ooh. Yeah. Let us see that. People working together. Equality and all that shit is naive.
Let's keep this rolling forward.
Let's keep this rolling. All right. So now we're going to jump off into our next topic. Yeah. All right. You're first.
I'm first?
Yeah.
What do we got?
You're first. Well, no, I'm first.
No, you're first.
I'm first.
I was first.
Are you sure?
I mean,
you're allowed. Go. I mean, yours is a little heavier than mine.
Well, I mean, it's worldly knowledge. These episodes are coming out more frequently, so I know they're not going to be too far behind in the West. But
a week at best.
Yeah, more or less a week at best. One of the things I found interesting was the U.S. doing their drone strike on a specific target.
Go ahead, say his name. Say it.
I'm gonna butcher the fuck of
this. Say
it. Ayman Al Zawahiri, something like that.
That was close.
Right?
Ayman Al Zawahiri.
So for people who do not know, I am a history buff when it comes to a lot of these things. I like to study things that happen outside of the Western civilization, because people think what all happens in America only stays in America, and it's like you got to look at what's happening to the rest of the world. Right. And I do like to pick up information. It's with me working security for a pretty big company that is known all across the world. Mm-hmm. I like to know what's happening on the other side of the planet, because I know it's going to affect here.
Exactly.
And with that, this person, the U.S. decided to finally take action on.
Why are you being nice? He's a shit stain.
He is a shit stain.
He is living shit stain.
Now he is just a smeared
He's
stain.
A smeared shit stain.
This individual took over when Obama, what the hell? When Osama got killed back in 2011, Al Zawahiri took over. He was his right-hand man, and then he took over what Al-Qaeda was doing for quite a while. Right. What were you saying? It was all of the front line.
This guy, Ayman, was involved in the planning of 9/11, from how I understand it, as well as he was pretty much at the forefront of most, if not all, of Al-Qaeda's bombings and killings and targeted attacks. So that's the biggest reason the U.S. needed this creature, this shit stain, put down. And
you know what was cool about this is that a couple months ago, I was listening to, again, the same person I was listening to, Joe Rogan, talking to Elon Musk, and they were talking about drone strikes, how drone strikes are basically, they're automated to where it'll be a stealth drone flying, and someone will be piloting it hundreds of miles away. The drone will find the target and then fucking hit it with a round or something like that. What Musk was saying is they're going to be developing, if they haven't already, obviously, I'm not with CIA, I don't know enough information to know how his drone strike was done, but there was speculation that they used the drone strike with a face automated system, like how you use to unlock your phone.
Oh, like facial recognition?
Facial recognition. If the drone picked up facial recognition, it can break off to a smaller drone, fly into that person, and then blow up.
Yes, that makes sense.
And Musk was talking about this months ago to Joe Rogan, and Joe's like, he made a joke about it. Musk is like, we could do that. And Joe Rogan's like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, think about it. You have to activate your phone by putting your face to it. It recognizes your face. These drones can detect your facial recognition.
Yes.
So if they have a high drone fly over, check to see that this person is the person that it is.
Right.
They send a smaller drone down to check the facial recognition. Once they do it, they fly that drone into that person and blow it up, and it's done.
I mean, Tony Stark is a thing. Like Iron Man, Stark Industries, we can do all of that, y'all. That's not... that's in the year 30-something, year 40-something. We're talking in the next decade. Not even the next decade, because we have power suits or exoskeleton suits for our military. So our guys that are on boots on the ground, they're trying to make androids and mobile machine types deals so that no soldiers are. There's pretty much warfare's fought. Some kid sitting in a seat looking at a screen, shooting at another kid in a seat looking through a screen. So, yeah, technology is advancing to the point where we don't have to physically go there. We don't need snipers posted up for days and weeks on end waiting for that one shot. We just need to know a general area. We'll have a drone do some reconnaissance. We'll have some intel on the ground. He's moving here. He's moving there. And then, it's just all a matter of timing. The drone comes in. It's just like you go to Walmart. When you go to cash out, if you look on the little screen, if you do the self-service, you look on the screen, it's looking at you and there's a box around your face.
Yeah, because it's capturing facial recognition.
Your face. So, that makes perfect sense. Our technology is there.
I wouldn't put it past the fact that that's something they already did, and the CIA being so far ahead of the game.
Yeah. We have robo cop dogs patrolling the Strip.
I don't know about here. I've never seen that here.
I heard they were here for... New Year.
I was gonna say I've never seen that here in the States, but they do have it in other countries.
No, they have them here in the States. Now Vegas, I heard they're trying to get more in Vegas, just because of all the shit that happens on the Strip and outside of the Strip. But
it would make sense to have something like that patrolling around, because they even show little videos of them like trying to knock it over.
Yeah, and it just kind of leans over.
It falls over and then
corrects itself.
Yeah, picks itself back up, which I think is pretty cool. That's like a constant surveillance, unmanned, without actually having to put a person for human error to be walking around.
Right. Well, and that's
as long as it can't. My thing to it is that let it patrol. Let's say if I have in my apartment complex.
Yeah.
This dog is patrolling 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just viewing stuff. And it notices someone's trying to break into the car. It sends out a signal to a person. And a person comes and deals with the crime. Not,
for the most part,
Not the dog.
Yeah,
not the dog go and all of a sudden it stands up on its hind legs. Yeah, it stands up on its hind legs and then starts talking to you. You need to come this way.
See a minigun pop out of its chest.
Show me what you got. And I'm like, no, I am the law. That is too much. That is too much going over.
It's only a matter of time, though. It really is. And I'm curious to see how, like you said, with Elon, he's got a SpaceX program. He's practically Tony Stark. He has all the money, and literally the only thing holding this guy back is his imagination. Whatever he can think of, he will make it happen. And so it's cool to see it like that. We just want to, we want it to be used responsibly. Yeah. Because we have shit like deep fakes where you don't even have to be there. They just need a picture of you.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and they can make a deep fake photo.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned something else about immigration?
No, I will use that
next
for
time?
I'll use that for my roundup.
Okay.
To the end, if you want to hit your topic.
All right.
If you want to hit about
Do you have anything else you want to talk about drone strikes?
No, I'm good with it.
How about how you crashed and broke our drone?
It still works.
We had a drone.
We still have it.
Lynn crashed
We still have it.
into a tree.
It's in a box. I'll fly it.
Scared an old white lady.
I'll fly it in right now.
He scared an old white lady.
I'll fly it in right now.
Panicked.
We do need to try and use that more. I think that drone was already fucked up to begin with.
No, it wasn't.
It was. Because it doesn't give out good commands. It doesn't fucking... It goes down when you try to go up, and I'll figure it out.
Cheap. We have to get a good one.
It was not cheap.
It was. That was like $150.
That is not cheap for a drone.
It is.
You can buy drones that are like $50.
Yes, and they're garbage. Hot garbage. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
What do you got?
On to the next one. Oh, that's why it's doing that. Okay, pop. There we go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm fucking it. All right.
Oh, my God.
All right. So, really quick, I want to talk about this whole Will Smith apology video shenanigans.
I haven't caught anything on it. I tried. I was going to. I've always been a Will Smith fan, and it's like I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like when someone goes down a rabbit hole so deep as he's in, it gets exhausting to where it's like, you know what, man,
and that's what it feels like.
Just go in the corner and let the world forget about you for a little bit, and then resurface like a year
we're
or
getting
two
to that point where
because I'm tired of seeing him get beat up.
Yes,
because it's not like he's a bad person,
right?
But it's like when the shit happens so frequently, it's like, okay, I don't want to see him get any more shit thrown at him.
Right. Well,
it's
that's
just sad at that point.
We're at that age where all of the people we grew up with that were young are now getting old. Like I saw a preview. Kevin Bacon is coming out with some new TV show where he's just like some old detective. And I was like, oh my God, like we're old now, bro. Like Kevin Bacon was a youngin' when we were growing up.
Yeah.
He was young. Now he's like this old cop. You see the same thing. Danny Glover, Wesley Snipes.
I haven't seen Danny Glover.
They're all getting older.
They're past that point.
And with Will, I don't want to say the man is broken, but the man looks broken. He just looks so fucking tired.
Mm-hmm.
And, people were complaining, saying it didn't sound sincere, sounding like he was, reading a script, being held up at gunpoint. And to an extent, yeah, but you have to kind of understand. I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. When you're a grown ass man, and especially when you're old school like myself, crying is something you don't want to do.
Was he crying on there?
He wasn't, but that's what I'm saying. Like you try your best
really
not to cry, especially when it's a situation that's affecting you really deeply emotionally. And I could tell, especially how I control when I'm trying not to cry and talk at the same time. It comes out very robotic. It comes out very transactional because that's the only way I can get it out. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to restrain myself. I'm trying not to make this a big fucking cry fest. I'm trying not to have snot and all this stuff all over the place. I have something I need to say. I need to get it out. So yes, he did sound somewhat robotic and transactional, but he had a message. Now, I'm torn, as I was when the situation happened, as I am now, because Chris Rock, like we said, he has mental trauma, physical trauma, sexual trauma, all that stuff from his childhood. But that doesn't negate the shit that Will has gone through his childhood. And at the end of the day, look, they're grown-ass men, okay? What happened. Will apologize for it. It's up to Chris if he wants to respond, and they can be friends again, or if they'll never talk. It's one of those things it's like if me and Lynn got into a fight, it's one of those situations where did you cross that line that you can't come back from? Right. As men, we have a code of honor, a code of respect. When I know you so well, when we're on a certain level, there are just certain things I don't expect you to do without knowing the consequences of your actions.
Agreed.
And so I feel like with Will, he crossed that line, overstepped his boundary, put Chris in a bad, awkward position because Chris had to go on with the Grammys or whatever the fuck it was after the situation that happened. So, I'm happy Will made the apology video, but at the same time, it just goes to show how broken a man he is now that, his wife pretty much disrespects him, disregards him. She just shits on him.
And it's like when they were, from what little information I had, because like I said, I tried to not take in so much of it because it's just so much garbage.
It's a lot, yeah.
All of there's a song. Did you know that the guy that she was fucking around with, he made a song about having sex with her?
I wouldn't doubt it.
You know who's in it? It's DJ Khaled and somebody else. Mm-hmm. It's an actual song about saying, like, I remember seeing parts of the lyric. You can look it up.
Yeah.
This
I'm sure.
Guy's name is the artist and stuff, but he made a song about having an affair with her, how Will let him into the house and Will was aware of it, and it's been public knowledge.
Yes.
And the reaction is more or less on his behalf, like, keep your private shit private.
Exactly.
And bringing it, when it comes out to the world, don't be surprised when
But Jada put the shit on blast. That's my issue.
And that's the thing. It's like, if you're going to allow her to put out all that information, then you need to find a way to correct it in private.
How do you correct it?
Don't go to a red table talk and start talking about it.
Oh, I agree.
Because
but see, that speaks to our culture now, where it's men versus women.
Right.
Because if a girl accuses you of something, unfortunately, we've seen it more times than not, people will take her side with little to no evidence or, background about you or the relationship. Because you're a man, you have a dick, you have balls, you're automatically the bad guy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you. Jada should have never had the table talk, and Will definitely should have gone on there looking like a straight bitch. She was like, oh, we got into an entanglement. You were fucking another man. Don't use words to make it sound less than what it was.
He made a music video about you fucking him.
Like, come on now. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Will is just broken. I'm sure he's done his dirt.
It's probably a mental exhaustion at that point of like, what else can you do at that point?
Right. What more can you do?
Takes away his credibility. It's like the equivalent of, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp stuff.
Exactly.
Like, it's not now, Johnny's acquitted and he's able to go about his life, but do you really think anybody's going to
There was still damage. Well, he's Johnny, for the most part, can recover. For now, yes, I understand what you're saying because he had to deal with some backlash.
And it's like, yes, Disney.
But there's that recovery time.
It's the recovery time of now Disney. They're like, oh, we'll take you back, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
he's like, no, fuck you guys.
It's like if I know something happened and I'm a producer and I know it's like someone did like blackface or something, right? And even the credibility comes back and they seem good. That little hint in the back of your head, like,
yes,
if I could I hire Chris Pratt?
What if
or Johnny Depp? You know what? I'll go for Chris,
right?
Because in the public eye, his record is not tarnished.
Yes. Now that he's acquitted, it helps. But yes, you're absolutely correct. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. With this whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, is it annoying to hear about? Yes. Is it stupid? You're damn right it is. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where this isn't going to go away anytime soon. Mm-hmm. Will Smith is not going to live this down anytime soon. You disrespected not only another male, not only a friend of yours, you disrespected a prominent black male figure in the black community. And so people are going to remember that. People are going to talk about this. So I just wanted to bring that up because, like I said, people were giving him a lot of flack about it. He could have not said anything at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I give him some credit. The fact that he was willing to be a man, get on camera, own up to his shit, and just outright say, I did not make a good decision.
Right.
I did something fucking stupid.
Right.
This, and that. So on and so forth, and it's like, okay, you take it as it is. I don't think he made that video for us, you and me.
It was for
his fan base. Yeah. It was for Chris. That's what it felt like. Yeah, it was like a personal him video.
Yeah, like I need to
like him reaching myself out. Right. He just wanted to reach out. Hey, Chris, I know I've already tried to text you and whatever, but I'm making a video so that you and everybody knows this is where I'm coming from. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. If anything else changes or comes up, I'm definitely going to say something about it because this is a big deal, mainly for the black community. We need to see things change, and we need to see it change on all levels. That means from celebrities down to the working man, down to the broke, busted asshole who think he can be a rapper. We're a community as a whole, so we need to, put in our opinion, and we also need to hold each other accountable when we mess up, when we step out of line, when we do stuff that reflects poorly on everybody else. So yes, I'll definitely be talking about this, just like with the whole Uvalde thing. My heels are dug in on that. If anything else comes out, I will definitely give you guys some update on that. So if you have any comments, if you have something you want to say, if you disagree or agree, don't care. Let us know. Give us some feedback, and I'd love to hear what you got to say. All right, you good?
I'm good.
All right, on to the next one.
Bye. The little video that I showed you a minute ago, it was.
What little video? Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
The chicken?
No, not the this is not
beat
chicken.
your meat. Oh, you're talking about the immigration guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So no, it wasn't immigration. It was you're fucking all over the place with this stuff, man. There was a video, and I'm gonna try. I don't want to butcher it as best as I can. We'll put if I can't remember to do it and request it. We'll try to put a link in the description to this little quick video.
Yes.
The video consisted of nope, that's the wrong one.
That's the beat your meat guy.
Yeah, no, I don't want that one. So, pretty much to sum it up, there was a guy that was talking to another person on the podcast, and he was talking about the old joke about the equivalent between tourism and immigration, saying that how do I sum this up?
So it was the immigration guy.
It's not. He's not an immigration guy.
I know. But he made the comment about immigration.
But he also made the comment about tourism. Why is immigration the first thing you go towards?
Joe Rogan.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Continue.
No, because now it's just going to ruin it.
No, it's not.
Purpose.
No, it's not. I already said it. Spoiler.
So pretty much the topic hit it off to where, let's say there was a guy that went to heaven, right? He's in heaven. He's happy. He's having a good time. And he's kind of bored within the first couple days that he's there. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to do. Everything's so peaceful. There's no fighting. There's no lust. There's no gluttony. There's no nothing. It's just bliss. Mm-hmm. So he's talking to God, and God tells God, he's like, hey, God, I love heaven. Heaven's great. But can I go check out hell real quick? And God's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Go check it out. So he makes his way down to hell. and opens the door, and it's just beautiful. It's a casino. There's women. There's fucking booze. There's drugs. There's partying. He's having the best time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes back out of hell, goes up to heaven, tells God, he's like, hey, so heaven is great. I love it here, but I want to go move over to hell. Is that okay with you? God says, yes, of course. Do whatever it is that you makes you happy.
One caveat.
But one condition, you can't come back to heaven. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, no problem, no big deal. I'll go down there and, shakes God's hand, wishes him the best, goes down to hell. As he goes down to hell, the doors open up. It's fire, brimstone. The devil's got a big smile on his face. He grabs this man by the neck, throws him in a pit of tar, gets a pitchfork, stabs him in the pit. As the guy's face is melting and he's screaming, he's looking at the devil saying, hey, what happened? Where were all the women? Where's all the booze? Where's all the drugs? And the devil responded, don't confuse tourism with immigration.
Deep.
The reason why that stuck with me is because
deep.
One thing that I've noticed with being here in town is that you get a lot of people that come here from other countries.
Yes, tourists.
Yes, other tourists that come from other countries, other states, and they think that Vegas is this amazing fucking place.
Yep.
Because they're coming in as a fucking tourist.
Yep.
So when they're here as a tourist, they're living it up. They're doing all the crazy stuff. They're spending all the money. They're partying. They're doing hardcore drugs. Having unprotected sex, doing everything above the sun.
Sin City.
Thinking that when they go back home, it's going to be boring.
Right.
So what happens is, equivalent of the mass exodus that's coming from California and other places, Vegas was an amazing place to live. Once upon a time, but over time, the people that were coming here being gluttons and being what's another thing? I'm trying
greedy.
To greedy, gluttony, and all that stuff. When they came here, they brought that with them.
Yes.
And because of that, it turned into the aspect of being an immigrant.
Yes.
You come here, and now you're in town, and now you're seeing the casinos, the booze, and the women are gone, and now you're stuck in the 112 heat where all you do is grind, go to work, you're miserable, you pay your bills, but don't have enough money to buy things for yourself. You can only get the bare minimum with food. You hate your job, you hate your life, and it's a rinse, wash, repeat.
Right.
Living here fucking sucks.
Yes.
But visiting here is fantastic.
Amazing.
And it's like that old saying, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yes.
I want that to be a reminder to a lot of people that stagnation is bad. Obviously, you don't want to be in a situation where you're always going to be just constantly beating a dead horse,
right?
Because you're comfortable and you're stagnant with what you're doing. Seek opportunity to better yourself by exploring and doing other things.
Right.
I don't think that just because you explored another green field or a mossy area that it's going to be beautiful a week from now.
Right. Right.
That same area is going to have the same bullshit if you're bringing your bullshit from your old place to the new place.
Yeah.
You're tarnishing that nice, green, comfortable area with just the muck and the grime of where you came from.
Yes.
And don't be that person. If you're going to come into this new area, a.k.a. come here to Vegas from another country or another state, do something here to make this town better. Don't come here, and like you made a good comment, it's like people who say that they came from a good background, came from a good home, they're raised well. They come here, and then they think they're gonna run the town and work in a casino and make a lot of money. They end up becoming a fucking prostitute.
Boom.
They end up getting trafficked
on the
sidewalk.
They end up
becoming homeless.
Drug
they end up becoming addicted to drugs. And you get the people that weren't living here that now live here, and they're in the worst. They're worse off when they got here. Because they chose not to strengthen themselves when they got here to better their chance.
This is true.
Vegas doesn't take care of you when you live here. It eats you up and spits you out.
And
I don't know, just that little part right there.
It was deep.
It stuck to me to think. Don't always think that just because you're in a shitty situation where you're at right there doesn't mean it's going to be better somewhere else. If you don't better yourself in that shit situation, you moving to the next spot, shit's still going to be shit.
Yes. Well, and you're absolutely correct, because the thing is, when you're at home, you can talk all the shit you want. You know all the ins and outs. Me and Lynn, you put us in a certain part of Vegas, we practically ran those streets at one point or another.
That's true. Yeah, I know it's town like the back.
I can bullshit my way out of a paper bag. However, when you have somebody coming in like, family or friends, we take them to the Strip, we take them to wherever, movie theaters, and they're seeing, all the fun stuff. People are drunk, blah, blah, blah. When you live here, and not even just Vegas, when you live in the shit and you know how bad it is, I tell people all the time, visit Vegas, don't live here. Because once you live here, then all the fun goes away. All the sparkle and shine, it fades. Because when I have to see the Strip every fucking day, when I have to drive the freeway every fucking day, I got to deal with people's busted ass attitudes. I got to deal with them partying while I service them or while I'm working for them. So they're treating me like shit. I feel like shit. And my paycheck looks like shit because the cost of living just went up, and I can't afford to live where I'm at.
And it's gotten to that point now where it's like I'm 33 right now, and I knew people back at that time when they were 33, when we were kids, that were able to thrive more because they had better opportunity. There was not as much, the interest wasn't as high, tax wasn't
more
as high,
affordable.
so
yes,
you were able to buy a nice fucking home. Our parents at that age were able to afford being able to buy those kind of things. So now coming in with, I'm more say air quotes successful than I've been in my life
financially.
I'm still at the bottom of the total pole.
Still fucking hustling. Yep.
I've been outpaced by our economy.
Yes.
Opposed to I was above.
Right.
And then I got put in the middle level, and now I'm slowly, if I stop moving, I'm going to get left behind. Buying this home that I'm going to get, it's not just a home. I'm not doing it, and this is me preaching on from the left here, but I've said this before. You never want to have one source of income. There needs to be some source of passive income.
Yes.
I was getting my hair cut from my barber not too long ago, and his name's X. It's a crazy interesting. Cool. He's a cool dude. He's a black male. He's got he's shaved head, really nice full beard. He was one of the guys that kind of taught me how to grow my beard the right way. And it's funny is that he used to cut my hair at Great Clips when I used to go there.
Really?
And then he moved. He does everything. He entrepreneurs. He does this. He's also a realtor. He's also this. So, but he still cuts hair full time over at the Sports Clips in the Royal Crossing.
Nice.
And he's opening his own barbershop next door.
Nice.
And he was talking to me, kind of just spit knowledge at me, because anytime I get my hair cut to him, I consider him my barber. I have his own card, and even though he works out of this location because he pays for that chair, he does a bunch of other things. He goes, you always need to have more than one source of passive income.
Yes.
I had him explain it to me. I was like, well, what would you consider passive income? My passive income, I would think, would be, like the podcast.
Yes.
That's passive income. A consistent revenue like Patreon.
Yes.
Passive income.
Yes.
Money that will always be pending in the background.
Yes.
He was saying, he goes, well, my passive income is my realtor company. My passive income is a merch store.
Yes.
Passive income. He said there was a coffee machine, and it's one of those really nice coffee machines that you can buy for like a
Keurig.
It's like, it's like a Starbucks one, and it's called, I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's like 10 grand. You ask a company like Walmart, can I put my machine in your store? And all you have to do is keep the maintenance on it. You restock it, people use it, and then you get the money from it.
Wow.
And I asked him,
it makes sense.
And I asked him, I was like, well, what is the opportunity in this? He goes, dude, I already put one up, and one machine in a month clears around $2,000 to $5,000, and he's only putting in maybe $200 to $300 worth of service into it,
right?
Because the machine runs on its own. It's on
right.
All the money gets wired back to him. He just has to make sure that the beans are fresh.
Right. Keep upkeep.
Yes, and you can put it at multiple different areas. And I was like, that's pretty cool to think that is always making money for him in the corner. Because all I thought when passive income was, stocks.
Yeah, no.
All that bullshit that you really have to pay attention to, like a form of cryptocurrency.
No, micromanaging shit?
Yeah.
No.
I know with the home that I'm trying to buy, yes, it's a home, and yes, my mortgage will be locked in, so I don't have to worry about paying $2,000 for an apartment, which is where our economy is kind of going towards, which is unreunrealistic. Because remember back in the day, we were living over at
a two-bedroom dual master. We were paying
$850 for the
upstairs.
same square footage as what my apartment is now, and this is a pretty decent sized apartment. And now this apartment is roughly $2,000. It's double what we were paying 7 years ago. And I know that it's not going to get any better. People are like, the economy's doing this, and this. Is like, it doesn't matter. It's never going to get affordable enough to where a single person can afford to live like that.
I'll put it this way. It's called the cost of living because the price always goes up. It never comes down, guys. The cost of living has never come down.
It's always going to fluctuate.
It's always going
up. What you have to do in order to get ahead of it is have another source of income.
Yes.
You can't work your basic 9 to 5. I work a decent job where I make good money, but it doesn't do me anything when all of my money is going towards just the cost of living.
Bills.
And that's what's ridiculous.
Bills.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if I didn't even make close to what I was making now, I wouldn't be able to afford anything.
You'd be fucked. And it's funny. I was watching King of the Hill. You remember King of the Hill?
Oh, yeah.
And Hank, he sells propane and propane accessories. And he had lost his job, and he was the main breadwinner. He had a house. This had to be at least a good 3-4 bedroom house. His wife was a teacher on the side. Son obviously wasn't working. That's how it used to be, where a man or a woman, but mainly a man, with a single income could support an entire family and a household.
What I'm doing right now, and it's like, yes, there are people that I could have move in with me possibly down the road, but it's like my goal was for at least a couple months to know that I was able to afford a household
by yourself.
By myself. Which most people now, it's like, well, I can't move anywhere because I have to get somebody to move in with me, or I can't leave this person because I have to rely on the significant other to pay my rent.
Yes.
And I don't want to be in that situation. So I want to be able to know that I can afford my shit on my own. And if I do have this person come in with me, it's because I want them there with me.
Right.
Not this.
It's
like,
not out of necessity.
Not that lie of I want you with me, but then I kind of need you with me at the same time.
I need
you. I don't need it.
I need it.
That's that exact same thing of SpongeBob saying he doesn't need water.
Yep.
But he wants the water.
But you know
you need it.
You know you
I don't. I try to put myself in that pocket of that 5% of. I can say doing that by myself on my own to show people that you don't need something all the time. If you want it, it's going to be a beautiful thing and it's going to hold. The equivalent of a relationship, it's going to hold over time because it's something you want. Not, I'm hanging on to this by a thread because I need it in order to fucking survive.
Yeah.
So with this spot, to wrap everything up, live in it for a year or two, let the equity build up, rent it out for what the value is and stuff, which is another talk we will go through the podcast. Something I didn't know is that you couldn't charge over the market price if you're renting it now.
Yeah,
before you could. If I was paying $1,500 a month, I got my rate down to $1,000 a month, and I wanted to charge $3,000. I could, but because a bunch of fucking people came from different states and decided to start buying houses and selling them above market value, the state stepped in and made that law saying you cannot. I had to take some bullshit course saying if I'm renting out my place, I cannot rent it above.
You had to be trained
what
on
my
how to
rent
be a
value,
homeowner.
what my more That's pretty much it is. It's a homeowner course on how to not be a scumbag and use your house for profit. I'm
terrible.
like, people have been doing this for fucking years, and all of a sudden, now that I want to do it, I'm not allowed to do it.
Yes.
So you got to find a way to finesse the system. But anyways.
Speaking of passive income and multiple streams of income, I'm working on a stream of income myself. I'm writing a book. I'm about to publish it here shortly. It's a book of poetry, completely funded by Project Airwaves. Like I said, you patrons and everybody that contribute. That's when I say we're building something, we're literally building something. I'm now working on branching out into writing more books. I want to do more things on the side. Lynn has some businesses he wants to do on the side. We want to try and open up our own gym. We want to get into fucking therapy and all types of stuff where we can interact with people, but we don't have to sit here and hump and be like, fuck, I just woke up, my alarm went off, I hate myself, I hate the world, I hate everybody, and now for the next 8 to 10 hours, I'm going to want to kill myself. That's not what we want. We want to wake up, be fucking happy, be fucking, like, I want to be so energized to just do something. And we want to spread that out. Like I said, we want to make sure everybody gets involved. So it's not just going to be like, oh, yeah, me and Lynn are millionaires and, fuck you guys, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, how can we give back? Because that's the other part of it. You want passive income, you want multiple streams of income, but you also want to pay it forward. You also want to give back to the people that helped you get to where you got to. So it's something to keep in mind, folks. Like I said, if you know anybody that is interested, might want to hear what we have to say, might just want to, show us some love, go ahead, check us out. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok,
to me.
Instagram, twat, and all that other shit.
Double blop.
We love you.
We're
Thank you
here.
so much for your support. I'm D.
This is Lynn.
Keep your head in the clouds.
Keep your feet on the ground, always moving forward.
Beat your meat. We will catch you guys.
Is not chicken.
Yeet. We will catch you guys in the next episode. You did so good.
Did real